This is 50.com. We out here live. They call me the Heineken Hoop.
They call me Mr. CEO.
Boom. Sitting in the middle. You know, we was having a conversation about who's Haitian, who's not Haitian. And, you know, they couldn't identify with the shirt real quick, but you know, you really did put Haiti on the map. You and the Fugees, man. Introduce yourself, man.
What up, people? This Pras up in here. I'm chilling with my Haitian man right here.
Oi!
Alright,
Sauce
good.
Grillon! Where the sins at?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How you feeling, man? You looking young?
Oh, thanks. I'm feeling great, man. I'm blessed.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about this shit earlier.
Yeah, you was like, oh, are we not blessed? I'm like, well, you know, sir, you've made millions. You don't have no gray hair, so you living good, man.
Well, it's not even that. I think blessed meaning that, you know, I've been really emphasizing the fact, obviously, and I didn't even know this. I've just been on this whole vibe this whole year, but I just found out that this year is the 44th anniversary of hip hop.
Yes.
Wow.
So I was telling people we blessed because where would me, you, everyone else, the millions of people that's been employed, the billions and billions of dollars that was made in the name of hip hop, where would we be if it wasn't for hip hop?
What would you do if hip hop didn't exist?
I'm gonna tell you what would happen. So I went to college. I went to Yale, went to Rutgers. I probably would have graduated with a bachelor or master's. Would have probably went into finance. Would have probably
Some finance man right here too.
Yeah.
I probably would have gotten married, have some kids, making maybe $3-4 million a year by now. Would have hated my life. Would have been pissed the fuck off. Even though I would have had the house, the kids, the wife, but right now, bro, I get to create. I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about and get paid for it, and travel the world because of hip hop. We created rock and roll, but they stole that away from us.
True.
We created jazz, and they stole that away from
Right.
us. We created hip hop. They damn near try to steal that away from us, but the swag is too lit. They can't. It's something about hip hop that's in our DNA.
Sauce is different, man.
It's just too different. You know what I'm saying? To you talking about soul food, and you talking about some rice with no salt in it. You know what I'm saying to you?
I've had that before.
You know what I'm saying to you? So that's why I feel so happy and blessed, man. You know, black man. This is owned by a black man, yo.
Yeah.
Created this, giving us a platform for us to talk our shit.
Well, check this, right? You check your background, you check your history. You go on Google. I'm not going to say the numbers, but Google says you've done extremely well for yourself, right? So clearly you have a business mind, you know, from songwriting, acting. I don't know how many people know you act, but you've done a lot there. From directing. So when you think about all the spaces you jumped in, everybody didn't do that. What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna take music, that's one avenue, and something in you said, well, let me try this one, and became successful in it. What made you go down that path and continue to go down that path while everybody else is kind of just staying almost one or maybe even just two lanes? Like, you've spread out very well.
Well, I think it's because, first of all, I always looked at it when I first started the game. You know, when I first got with Wyclef and Lauryn Hill, you know, because I put the Fugees together.
Say that again. Because people always think it's Wyclef that put it together.
No. So,
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me clear this up.
Yes.
I started the Fugees. It was myself, this girl named Marcy, and then she introduced me to Lauryn Hill. So Lauryn was like 11 years old in the 8th grade, and I was in the 10th grade.
Wow.
So Lauryn sung Eyes on a Sparrow to me. I fell in love with her. So it was actually me and two girls. So me, Marcy, and Lauryn. Wyclef didn't get into the group till a year and a half later.
Wow.
He asked me to be in the group. Now, with that being said, it's all good. You know, it's just what it is. But I just want to make it officially clear. I'm not the co-founder. I'm actually the founder. Okay? So with that being said, I always looked at it like a way out of the hood. You know what I mean? So once I got that opportunity, I naturally go and try to get other opportunities because I know nothing lasts forever. You see what I'm saying to you? So I'm not just gonna sit back and just be happy or be content. Like if I have $10 million, if I have $1 million, I'm not content with that. I'm trying to get to $1 billion. So my thing is, I'm like what they call a renaissance man. I'm here, I'm there, I can go talk politics, I can go down to the hood, I can go here, I went there. So I feel like I can do everything But what gives me that swag to do that is hip hop, because I was successful. That's the first thing that I got my success from, and I just naturally parlay it with everything else. This is a natural. Why wouldn't I?
Right.
I'm not gonna sit around and be lazy, be happy because I made 10, 20, 30 million dollars. Who cares about that?
Well, you mentioned hip hop a lot, obviously. What do you feel of the state of hip hop today? Now, obviously, music transitions through time. So hip hop today, obviously, 10 years before that, 15 years, we can go back. When you look at the state of hip hop today, where do you feel like when you look at it, is it something that you're really proud of, or something that you're saying this phase they're trying to figure it out? When you look at it, what are you seeing?
Well, first of all, I look at it, hip hop has evolved, just like anything and everything else. And obviously, it's not going anywhere. It's a bona fide genre that had a major influence and impact on the globe. Okay, that's a fact. That's one. Now, a lot of people from my generation tend to criticize the hip hop of today. I personally would say this to you. I think this generation of hip hop, to me, as far as like entrepreneurship and what it does, is way better than the hip hop of my generation. Facts. Now, you can argue that maybe my generation have more icons.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you're talking from Snoop to Wu-Tang to Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, it produced.
Right.
You know, it's like saying the class of LeBron James.
Right. Right.
So my class or my generation might produce the most superstars and icons. But when you talk about the mentality, because in my generation, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you put a record out. First thing everybody gonna say, what label you on? Who's the production company? Is it Dr. Dre? Is it Interscope? Is it Bad Boys? And then they wanna know who produced it. Then they wanna know who you got featured on it. This generation, like, man, get the fuck out of here. Is this shit piping or not? That's what we give a fuck about. We don't give a fuck if you're 90 years old. Is the shit fire? Right. If it's not, we're not fucking with it. And then also, what's great about this generation, the entrepreneurship mentality. Yo, do you know my generation, if you say you was independent, it was like you had the bubonic plague on you, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you independent. Oh, you must be whack. Now, independence is the hot shit, because you own your own shit. Like, what's dope about this generation, niggas on some Django shit. Like, you got your horse, your freedom paper, you off the plantation. Why you gonna go back on the plantation? Right. Own your shit.
So you're not in favor of a 360 deal?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, depending on what side of the fence I'm on.
Like, let's just say right now, right? You're Pras. You're starting out. You control your destiny. But the label says, yo, let's do this 360. It's gonna be for 5 years, and we'll take about 3% of everything you make money off of. Would that sound cool to you?
Okay, 3% is not a lot of money, but I'm gonna say this to you. There's two answers to what I'm about to say. One of them is I'm gonna say from Pras, who have the luxury to say what I'm about to say, because I'm sitting on a large amount of money. So I can say, fuck the label.
Right.
360. But if I'm a new artist and I'm just trying to get on and I ain't got no ways, I may. But yo, I see a lot of artists that's like, man, fuck that, because the opportunities today is greater than when I came up. When I came up, you had to go through a label. Right. There was no such thing as independence. As a matter of fact, I remember there was a time when you tell people you signed to a label and people were in awe.
Oh, it's like
what?
Right.
Columbia signed you? Now you say you signed a label, it's like saying, yo, I'm about to go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a fuck?
Remember how guys would be able to get all the girls by saying, I'm an A&R? People don't even know what that is.
Right.
A&R, what does that mean?
Times are different. I think this time, as far as like, you know, what it is in general is incredible, man. It's incredible. I would never be able, an artist in my stature would never be able to have a chance if they were in my generation. At my, like, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, wouldn't stand a shot in my generation. You feel me? Because my generation was so prejudgmental. This generation is like, yo, if it's hot, it's hot.
Right. So I looked at, there's videos of the Fugees, you guys traveling. Obviously, you've traveled the world. What's the craziest thing that you can say happened to you as an individual first? So like you individually experienced something that literally only happened one time, and wherever in the world it happened, that scenario. And then what happened as a group, would you say? As the Fugees at your highest point, one of the craziest things that happened that you look back on now, like, yo, that's something that's always gonna stick with me.
One of the things, having a girl in the group kind of like shields you away from a lot of things.
Okay.
Like what, the groupies?
No, the group, we had bohemian groupies.
You're talking my language.
You know, like
I love this exotic ignorance.
The ones like they sit down with you and they talking about how the sky is blue, the Disneys, the flowers, you know, they drinking coconut juice, you know. Those are the kind of groupies by default, because you gotta remember I had this girl in the group who it's all about black power women. So
right.
So the real groupies like, nah man, I don't want them to look at me any funny way. So then we had the other type of groupies. Like I remember like going on the road, man, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we all excited, man. And then these girls come in like, yo, so what do you think about the biological and the scientific? Oh. Yo, well, we gonna fuck or what? What we doing? Like, but it's like, and they bring the coconut oil and the lotion.
And this is all because of Lauryn Hill?
You know what I hated? The incense. They bring the incense, man. You know that whole Erica Badu, that whole vibe, man. It was a whole different vibe, man. So we were shielded from that. But we did get into a little incident, I remember one time with Wu-Tang Clan.
I'll break this down.
I'll never forget this, man. So it was weird, man, in the beginning. Because we didn't know Wu-Tang, they didn't know us, and we were coming up, and Wu-Tang was really popular, like Cream, you know, that was, and we had a show at the Armory. I never forget this. And see, the people, when they think of the Fugees, they sometimes think, because obviously what we were saying.
They think you soft or there's no edge.
But they didn't know that we had some killers with us by deep. Just because I grew up around like gangsters and all that, right? But they were cool though, because they were from my church.
The most gangsters come from church.
Right. You know,
we're Haitian, I know that. It makes sense
right?
to me.
And you know them guys I was fucking with, the Jimmy, the Haitian Jacks, all that shit. So
the way they wear the hard bottom
shoes,
the costume, but they shoot guns on.
Exactly. So we got in a situation at the Armory because we had a band, and the group both happened to be coming in at the same time. And we was bringing our drummer. My drummer, I had this drummer, he would bust his shots all day. Like, he had his gun in the drum. Like, he was one of those dudes. But you know, we like to give people opportunities, you know, so we met him on the streets. His name was Johnny Wise. I'll never forget, man. Some shit almost popped off, and then it was like, Lauryn was like, fellas, man, you know, it's all about black power, because African Bombado was in there too, one of those type of things. So it all became, it almost looked like it was about to go really left. And then when Lauryn came in, like, yo, and I just loved her so much, man. It was kind of like, you know, and it was just weird. But then we all united when we did that concert in Harlem. It was us, Wu-Tang, Biggie, with this big concert in Harlem. It was crazy, and that's when I really became cool with Method. You know, obviously I did the record roll, Dirty Bastard, and all that. Yeah. It was all up. So that's the crazy situation with the Fugees. Me, my crazy situation is I got kidnapped in Somalia.
Wow.
Put them by what, pirates or some shit?
Exactly.
Like the Captain Phillips movie?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm that captain.
Actually, I interviewed the guy who hijacked the ship.
Wow.
Because he hijacked the ship. I was there when he hijacked. Well, I mean, I was in Somalia at the time when he hijacked the ship. So I interviewed him right before he went out to the water to get the ship. But I didn't know he was hijacking the ship.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah. So you got kidnapped by Somali pirates. Explain this to me.
It's a long story, but to make a long story short, I got kidnapped and State Department had to come and rescue me and all that. This is the year after Obama became president. That same year, actually.
So without going too much, they ran up on you with guns?
No, it wasn't like that. See,
smooth shit.
That's that movie shit.
Oh.
You kidnap, but you don't know you kidnapped. And what they doing is they were bringing us to Al-Shabaab. Now, Al-Shabaab is the terrorist group that's the cousin to Al-Qaeda. Pirates don't kill. They just want money. So they sold us to Al-Shabaab. But we were like, yo, we want to interview pirates. So they had us doing all that shit, not knowing that we was never going to leave.
Oh.
What saved me, the Minister of Oil just got bored one day. He happened to Google my name because he didn't know who the fuck I was. And there's a picture with me and Obama like this. Yo, your man freaked the fuck out. Because he's like, yo. You know, the Africans, man, they be thinking like the U.S. could press the button and a missile will come and just,
And
you know,
right, shut it down.
So he was like, yo, if this dude's friends with Obama, damn, I must have the wrong dude. So that's how we knew we kidnapped.
Let me ask you this, because Wyclef was on Dave Chappelle's show, and he was saying he's the only person that could bring the Fugees together. Is there any actuality to that since you are the founder?
Well, just because I'm the founder doesn't mean I know everything's going to happen with the Fugees. But listen,
I'm going to keep it real, person, because I used to be around a lot of engineers, and they would tell me Lauryn is one of the hardest persons to work with. And she burned through like 10 engineers I know in a 3-week span.
this is post-Fugees though.
Post Fugees, yes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what I can say is this. To get the Fugees back, we have to be at a state of like, where the canvas is basically clean, right? So what that means is that, like, especially when we talk about Lauryn Hill, right? She is not moved by anything but love and inspiration. So what that means is she's not going to do a Fuji because it's that time to do it, or the label's pressuring it, or there's money. As a matter of fact, we just turned down $90 million a couple months ago to go on the road, right? So now, you just ask me, am I moved by money? Yeah. But I respect her in the sense of like, I think the way she look at it also, look, we created this thing called the score, where 20 plus years later, people still talking about it. Jay just sampled Fuji Live, Khaled sampled us last year. That record with Rihanna, that's our record from the Fuji house-ish, if you will. So the vibe is still there. So her whole thing is, look, let's not go do something just cause and it's half-assed. Because you see a lot of people do that. They go try to come back together or do something and it's not as good as where they left. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do something, it's gotta be not as good as the score, but better. And to get to that space, it can't just, the motivation can't be because it's money or it's because it's time. It's gotta be, yo, you my sister, you my brother, it's love like when we did the score. We came together when the world was against us and people were like, not fucking with us. Yo, we gonna show these motherfuckers. See what I'm saying to you? Now Dave Chappelle, going back to what your man said, he caught a moment where he happened to get us to come back to do his block party, which was incredible. I had a good
Dope,
time with that.
legendary, man.
Dope as fuck. If you ask me, can Dave do that shit again? If I was a betting man, which I am,
I was about to.
I don't know about that one.